Hi, I'm Deondra Kamau Means of the Children's Theater of Cincinnati, and this is What's That Mean, Mr. Means? What's That Mean, Mr. Means is sponsored by Time Timer. So, let's start the clock and let the Time Timer count us down as we explore theater props in less than 5 minutes. Theater props have a rich history dating back thousands of years. Props can be one of the most important elements of a theatrical performance. Used by actors, props are basically anything used by performers to tell a story on stage. Practically speaking, props, which is short for property, can be any object that's portable, or that can be moved around the stage throughout the production. Props have a rich history dating back thousands of years. It's believed that props were first used as far back as 1425 CE, but the Oxford English Dictionary first recognized the term props in 1841, with the singular form being coined in 1911. The first known props were masks, which we previously covered. Used by performers in Greek theater, these props were worn and used to help tell the story. You may be asking yourself, isn't a mask a costume? Well, that's also correct. This category is called costume props. Other examples of costume props are purses, hats, or jewelry. Another type of prop is called set props. These objects add to the look of the setting in which the actor interacts. This also includes furniture. It can be anything from rolling wagons and barrels, beds and desks, to lamps and phones. A third type of prop is called set dressing. These items consist of things the actor does not touch, but still help tell the story by just being seen on stage. Think about the items around you that you rarely touch, like plants, paintings, curtains, or the pile of laundry in my bedroom. Throughout history, actors typically use their own belongings as props to tell the story. Throughout the Renaissance period, small acting troupes pooled together whatever resources they had, and if they didn't have the item they needed, they would use other objects to make it look like the item they needed. A good example is food, which would spoil after several days, making it a very difficult and expensive prop to replace for each show. But with a little paint and some creativity, a prop artist could make even the most perishable food look fresh for years and years. Now that we know more about theater props, it's time to make your own. For today's prop building project, our materials include 2 paper plates, 1 with our dark yellow and light yellow paint, paint brushes, a marker, and scissors. So let's get started with our prop. Our prop's going to look like this at the end. It's going to take some time for this project because it's going to take time for the paint to dry. So I wanted you to see what it'll look like at the end. The first thing we're going to do is take our paper plate and create 2 images. We're going to create a triangle, and at the bottom of the triangle, we're going to draw a rectangle, just like that. And then we're going to create another rectangle at the bottom, just like that. We're going to cut this image out. I'm going to use this plate that we used. I'm going to do all of my painting on the rest of it so that I'll make a mess around. Now I'm going to take my magic marker and I'm going to put some holes or circles on this image to create the idea that it's like Swiss cheese and to give the cheese some depth. Just like that, just on the first rectangle in the top triangle. On our second paper plate, we put some paint, and I have 2 different colors, a darker yellow color and a lighter yellow color. Here's my paint brushes, and I think today, since this is a kind of a small prop, I'm going to use one of my smaller brushes to paint. And I'm going to start with the circles, and I'll use the darker color create the holes in the cheese, our dark circles for the cheese. Since we have a larger space to cover, I'm going to use a little bit of a larger brush so I can paint the other parts of the cheese, which will be our lighter color, yellow. And we'll set that over to the side for a second to let it dry. And after it dries, we'll fold that second rectangle down like this, and we'll be able to set our cheese up like that. And here we go, our prop. Now that you've completed all of your crafts, you can use the items to create your own cat and mouse story to entertain your family and friends. At the end of every project, it's important for us to clean up behind ourselves. So we're going to use Time Timer to help us with a 20-second cleanup. So here we go. Let the Time Timer start.